along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo.
Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, playoffs were crazy yesterday. They were actually really, really good. You're still talking about the draft. Shedeur sliding. The Shedeur draft, it'll always be the Shedeur draft. You're like, who went number 3? I don't know, but Shedeur went number 144. I know that. Number 144 is going to be a number forever. And you got a new Lobo. And, well, I mean, and you got a new host. What's up, boys and girls? Happy Monday.
Welcome back.
It's the new guy in JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta. He is JJ Buck. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM, sometimes in AM 610, the sports animal. How you living, dude?
Living.
Good.
How you doing?
Yeah, it's good. Good. I even caught the end of the golf tournament yesterday after all that other stuff was over, watch guys melt down under pressure. And I just feel like I'm just getting back into the world, to be honest with you, after a week away. But with crazy draft weekend, you think I'm wrong? I mean, as much as there was really good stuff in the draft and people got healthy and there's so many good stories and on and on and on, it'll be the Shedeur draft, right?
It will be, because it was one of the biggest differences in opinion we've ever seen in the draft. Not a player sliding, but a player that, from people commenting on the draft that are inside the league to everyone that does draft evaluation and does a good job each and every single year, talking about, yeah, maybe he's not a top 10 pick, but we could see him at the end of the first round. Definitely see him selected on the second day. To watch the slide to the 5th round, there's so many factors in this with Shedeur, but it was shocking to see him fall that far.
I think everybody's got an idea. Everybody's got an opinion, right? And why. And I don't know that we will ever know. I'm not sure we ever will. Maybe 10 years from now, there's a 30 for 30 and why he slid. And I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer. I have thoughts. I do know this. And you can tell me if you think I'm wrong on this. Talent prevails all the time, does it not? Like, talent always prevails.
It usually does.
Right? We've said that about everything, everywhere, every sport, every guy who's always had an issue. Talent prevails, right? And so...
let me give you my context on this. Because
I was out of the country. I didn't watch the draft. It was 4 a.m. when it would start, and I would read about it. I read as much as I could read. And so I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, okay, after day one, I thought, well, if they had him evaluated, and I say they means whomever, right? As a top whatever quarterback, or a quarterback that was going to go in and potentially change a franchise's future, they would have taken Shedeur Sanders in the first round. And I'm thinking, all right, well, they didn't. Like, the guys, and evaluation means everything. This isn't just what you saw on Saturdays at Colorado, okay? This isn't just what you saw on tape. Evaluation means the interview. Why do you think they go through this process? This isn't just, hey, we got a bunch of money to spend, let's go sit down and do interviews. We just got time to waste between the draft. Let's go out and watch a pro day. And the fact that he didn't do anything for pro days, right, and at the combine, and I'm sure you saw it, one unnamed NFL general manager said it was the worst one-on-one interview he had ever seen. There's got to be something there, right? And so my thought after the first day was, all right, well, the evaluation was, all the Mel Kipers and all those people in the world who don't sit down with him and go through it. And if you hear he came in unprepared, that's a problem. So they but he'll go on day 2. Well, then he didn't. And then Dylan Gabriel goes, and then the kid from, what was it, Louisville, right? And you're going, wow. Now let me tell you this. We'll talk about this. You'll talk about it. You're gonna either understand it, you're gonna be mad at it, you're gonna whatever. All the allegations are out there. All the thoughts are out there. I will tell you that Cleveland kind of wins in this. And you're going to say, how? They got 5 quarterbacks in the room. That's right. If you have 5 quarterbacks, Jeff, you don't have one. Maybe. And maybe Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders, and maybe he's not. We're going to certainly find out. But if we'd have sat here if you all had sat here on Friday, JJ, and said Cleveland took Shedeur at number 2, or even better, they traded down from 2 to 5 as they did, right, and got him at 5. You just said that's pretty good because they got that extra first-round pick in 2026. You said, wow, they got Shedeur Sanders. Wow, great move by Cleveland. Cleveland got him in the 5th round. So if you want to go beat someone up on this, to me, it's not Cleveland. I think Cleveland actually ended up really good in this whole thing, getting Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. But if you want to have conversations about why this happened, I'm listening. I'm curious why you think it happened.
I think it happened because the NFL evaluated Shedeur a lot different than everyone else.
Yep.
And this was one where going in, the elite traits maybe weren't there, but you could see, all right, Shedeur, right system. Is he a get by, good guy, maybe with some potential pop here or there where you talk about him as a top 12 guy? It was possible. We knew that this draft was clearly one where the quarterback market was going to be a lot different than we've seen in years past when it comes to the first-round talent. We did expect it to be Cam Ward and then a potential slide into the 20s, and that's exactly what we saw. But we thought it would at least be between Jackson and Shedeur Sanders late in the first round and the second round. I think what the NFL is telling you is that This is an average prospect right now with way too much noise surrounding him that wasn't worth an investment in round 1 or 2 or even a third round, where there's a lot different expectations with quarterbacks selected there than there is, 4th, 5th, 6th, etc.
All right. Okay, because I think there's a lot to that. We're going to open it up today. 505-246-0610. Well, today, because, we do that on a regular basis, but we'll open it up 505-246-0610. Your thoughts on the draft? We're going to get into the NBA stuff. We are, because it was crazy stuff. And if you are a fan of the Pistons, you are pissed, and you have every right to be. And we're going to get there. 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in this morning, as they always do. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. You can watch the show on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM, and you can watch it on Comcast Channel 26 or Xfinity Channel 26 and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. The Deion factor. And I don't think it's a zero, right? I don't think, what percentage did Deion and his influence, whatever, play into this? I don't think it's zero, but I don't think it's high. Okay. Deion saying, I'm going to pick where my son plays, and you got a very verbose dad. Deion, if you recall the story back when he was coming out of Florida State, evidently had an interview with the New York Giants, who were picking at 10, and they gave him a book of Take This Personality Test. That's the biggest book I ever seen. I ain't taking this because I ain't going to be sitting around when you pick at number 10. I ain't going to be on the board. But Deion had the talent. See, this is where talent overrides it. And what the NFL told you this weekend is Shedeur is good. Shedeur is not that guy. Now, we'll see. Maybe he will be, maybe he will not be. There's very few of that guy, right? Did the Deion factor play in? Yeah, probably a little bit. And all the noise that goes with it. And I'll go back to what I've talked about this a lot, and I know I believe in this way more than you do. But teams don't like unnecessary external noise around a backup quarterback. They just don't.
Yeah, and I don't think people thought we were going to be talking about Shedeur as a backup quarterback, but that's absolutely what the NFL views him as right now. Maybe more, but you ain't that dude.
All right, can he win the job?
Yes.
Okay, go to that quarterback room. And who will be the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback on day one? Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Who's the fifth? Is it Deshaun Watson? I guess is still there. He won't be it, right? So will it be Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, or Shedeur Sanders? Fair. I don't know either. And it might be Shedeur Sanders. And if it is, and he gets that work ethic and he gets that work in and does the job and wins that job, good for that young man, right? I mean, who would you lean towards right now? They picked Dylan Gabriel higher. Kenny Pickett's, I mean, you've seen
right now it would be Joe Flacco.
Okay. All right. Same kind of question, but a little different. Who will get the most starts? 17 games next year. The Cleveland Browns. Who do you think will start the most games at quarterback? I don't know either.
Whichever rookie emerges on the roster.
I think that's right. See, I think that's the right answer. And that's why for Shedeur, this may all play out perfectly. Now, he's lost a lot of money. He lost money sliding to the fifth round, 144th pick. But it may play out well. We'll see. But I think, why does this happen? People, why? My opinion, just from what I've been hearing, and again, I don't know. My opinion is, as you said, he was not evaluated by the NFL people the way you or the commentators evaluated him. Okay? And Mel Kiper's been doing this a long time. He's good. All those guys are really good. Everybody's got a Mel Kiper, right? Every network. They're all really good. But there's got to be something to the interview process. There's a reason they do it, man. They don't do it just for no reason. And I haven't heard one person come out and say, no, he interviewed really well. He was super prepared. Have you heard that? You've heard the contrary, right? You've heard him coming in basically saying, here's how we're going to run the organization. Not really, young man. We're going to run the organization our way, not yours. You never haven't heard anybody say he was super prepared for this. The contrary. You haven't heard somebody say he was super humble. The contrary. Now, you're going to say, how come only one kind of person? I hear it too. To me, it's the package. He could be as cocky as he wants if he came out like Andrew Luck talent. If he came out with, give me another no-brainer first-round guy. I mean, hell, if Lamar was coming out now, right? I know he slid all the way down. But that's just where I am on it. Do you think I'm way off on this?
I don't think you're way off, and we saw it play out over the course of 3 days.
All right, 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. We got a lot to do today. We're going to get through the NFL and the NBA playoffs. Boy, what a day yesterday was. Lakers are down 3-1 going home. The 3 seed, 1 game away from being eliminated. What happened over the weekend? Steph without Jimmy Butler. Steph is something else, isn't he? 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Former MLB All-Star Sean.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo.
60610. We're open for business on the draft, and we're not done on the draft yet. And we'll get into your team and Cowboys and the Broncos and all of those things. But boy, the hoops was something, especially the early games yesterday. Did you watch the hoops yesterday and catch certainly the Knicks and Pistons? And boy, if you're just learning about the Pistons, they play defense, dude. And at the rim, they're a likable team. The Knicks got them 94-93. The officials admitted after the game that they erred, that they missed a foul. And it was, at the time, it looked like it was a foul, and they said afterwards it was a foul. Tim Hardaway Jr. shot a 3 out of the corner. They were down, the Pistons, 94-93. Josh Hart, it was a pump fake. Josh Hart went up, obviously bumped him and threw the shot off. The shot missed. Ball game ends. And after the contest, the head of the crew, the chief of that crew, David Guthrie, told the pool of reporters that they should have called a foul. Quote, during live play, it was judged that Josh Hart made a legal defensive play. After post-game review, we observed that Hart makes body contact that is more than marginal to Hardaway Jr., and a foul should have been called, end quote. Well, there you go. How you feel about that, Detroit? Good for you.
We feel awful, but the Pistons have been the most surprising and most impressive team in the postseason.
And they're down 3-1.
Down 3-1.
Yep.
But could easily be 2-2. And it's one you look at and not breaking any news, not the only one that said it before the series started. I felt that Cade Cunningham was going to be the best player, but the next 5 best players could be on the Knicks.
Yeah, that's probably right as well. Cat was terrific yesterday. Some of the shots that Karl Anthony Towns made down the stretch, the turnaround on the baseline was silly as the shot clock was running out, and then the contested 3-pointer that he made from out top right after that was really, really good. Jalen Brunson brought them back. So Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are the heart of that Knicks team, and they will go as far as those two will allow them to go. But this is a bummer, man. If you got to eat this and you're Detroit, like I almost want you to tell me there wasn't a foul. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so let me go shoot the free throws, because with 0.3 of a second to go, Tim Hardaway Jr. down by 1 would have had 3 free throws. And most likely the Pistons would have won that basketball game. Now, is that the only reason they lost? No, but boy, if you're a Pistons fan.
These are the reasons that are magnified late in games.
Yeah.
And everyone says, well, there's X amount of plays that lead up to that.
There are.
Yes, but the plays that lead up to a potential game-deciding moment don't outweigh that game-deciding moment all the time, especially when you could be at the free throw line and shoot 3, down 1 in that situation. But this is the challenge of it, because people want accountability. They want transparency. So the NBA says, here you go. The referees can talk after the game. Here's our final 2-minute report of tight calls down the stretch. And with that comes mistakes that you can't change after the fact.
Is that a reviewable play? Or was JB Bickerstaff out of challenges? Because that is reviewable, isn't it?
If you have it.
Or is it only reviewable if you call it? No, it can't be, because the LeBron James, when we're going to get to this one, they call the LeBron James foul that decided the other game on replay, right?
Yeah, if it's, you have to challenge it, because there wasn't a.
Did he have a challenge left? Can you challenge when the game's like? How would that have worked? Because
I think you have to have a challenge.
Right. Okay, so he didn't have a challenge.
There wasn't a call.
Right.
Like on the floor where they can then review. There was just no call.
So he didn't have a challenge left. And JB Bickerstaff saw it immediately, and he ran. And Bickerstaff said there was contact on Tim Hardaway's jump shot. Yeah, Hart left his feet. It was blatant. You all saw it. Hart said, quote, did I make contact with him? Yeah, I made contact with him. Was it legal? I don't know. We'll see in the last 2-minute report. Doesn't matter. What does he care? Got away with it. It's a bummer for the Pistons, because that's a fun series. That was a fun game to watch. Pistons are nice. And then after that, it was the Lakers, and they were down the number 3 seed with Luka Doncic and LeBron James, down 2-1 in Minnesota. That game went back and forth. LeBron had 27, 12, and 8 to go with 3 steals and 3 blocks. LeBron James was terrific down the stretch. I thought he was best defensively down the stretch. I thought him blocking shots and making steals, I thought he was great down the stretch. Anthony Edwards, 43 points, 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds and 6 assists. And he was even better down the stretch. And it was a replay there that led to a foul on LeBron James on a challenge by Minnesota that spun that game. I mean, officiating down the stretch on that was kind of crazy on both those 2 games.
Do you think the Lakers were tired down the stretch?
All right.
Are you buying into that? Anthony Edwards says he felt they were gassed. Yeah, I'm sure you're a little gassed in the game, not substituting, but multiple timeouts, extended commercial breaks in the postseason. J.J. Redick went all in with those 5.
Why is what you're asking an issue? The Lakers did not sub in the second half. Lakers played 5 dudes the whole way and did not sub. They're an older team, or are they? I mean, they got an older guy. Are they an older team? They're not. After LeBron James, they're not an older team. Look at the lineup that they had out there. That's not an old team. They have one old dude who, by the way, did not look gassed, did he? Although he didn't touch the ball the last couple possessions when they went down there. Austin Reeves hit a 3, and then Austin Reeves had the 3 at the end of the game. But did I think they looked gassed? No, I thought they were playing defense pretty well. I thought what J.J. Redick did was put his best 5 players out there and try to win a basketball game. I don't know. Did you think they looked gassed?
No, and I think it works. There's multiple stoppages. There's timeouts. There's reviews. Like, I thought the decision was right, man. They don't have the depth. The role players from Minnesota are better.
Quote Anthony Edwards of the Timberwolves about the Lakers, I felt like they were gassed going down the stretch. So just trying to keep my foot on the pedal and keep it going. That was his quote. J.J. Redick said it wasn't a planned thing to play only 5 players in the second half. By the way, no team since 1998 That's 27 years ago. Had used only 5 players in one half of a playoff game. That's why we have the Elias Sports Bureau for stuff like that. Quote J.J. Redick, Laker coach. I asked them at the beginning of the fourth quarter how they were doing and told them we had 2 extra timeouts. If you need a sub, let us know. Those guys gave a lot. They don't play again until Wednesday, by the way, so they get time to relax and relax. They get time to rest. How about that? Fatigue shouldn't play a role in this. This is Luka Doncic. I played a lot of minutes, but that shouldn't play a role. I think they just executed better on the offensive end during the last minutes. They did. Lakers done? I don't think they're done. I think they win in L.A. and then Game 6, all the pressure's on Minnesota.
Yes, they're done.
I think they lose Game 5?
3-1 comebacks don't happen very often.
I think it's happened. Or LeBron's done it once. I think the number is he's been down 3-1 6 times in his career.
And it happened in the NBA Finals.
And it was
against
in
the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think the last time it happened in the postseason was in the bubble, was the Nuggets over the Clippers.
So when you say they're done, they lose Game 5, or they go back?
I can see them winning Game 5, but I don't see them winning 3 in a row.
Minnesota, man.
And here's the thing with Minnesota.
People forget they were in the finals last year. I mean, the Western
Conference Finals. Yeah. They had some changes.
Yeah.
And moving off of Karl-Anthony Towns, that's a big change. But I understand the narrative going in, and we discussed this last week, and after seeing, all right, these teams on the floor. It's the Lakers, it's the hype, it's the buzz, it's Luka and LeBron. Of course, this is a favorite. There's only a 1-game difference between the 3 seed and the 6 seed. I think the Western Conference, we talked it up so much, but yet going into the playoffs, we forgot just a little bit how close these teams actually were. There's a 50-win Lakers team and a 49-win T-Wolves team, and we're acting like this is some Golden State versus Dallas 1-8 type of series.
Look what's going on with 2 and 7.
The Warriors were favored in that series.
And they're doing it like what's going on with 2 and 7. Yeah. It's crazy. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. 888-922-0610 if for some reason you pay toll. 505-246-0610. When we come back, we got the other 2 to get through, Boston, Orlando, and a big story in the late game last night in the Pacers and Bucks game. Bigger than just the game, certainly, for one of the greats of this generation. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
LeBum, and they have Luka Doncic. Yet it was Austin Reeves, flipping Austin Reeves that takes the big shot. There hadn't been a bigger misstep since on a squad with Clayton Shields, Royce, and Daniel Santiago. Chuck Smith passes the ball to David Gibson versus Louisville back in 1999. Don't talk to Kenny about that. How do you feel about the ball in Austin Reeves' hands taking the final shot? He had just hit one.
Same way I feel about Steve Kerr taking a shot when Michael Jordan's on the team. Like it's an overplayed narrative.
Yeah, John Paxson hit one too. Yep.
And especially when people talk of Austin Reeves, like he is that dude, and he can be the 3 and watch out. Austin Reeves is coming, and if he has a good look, then he should be able to take it and make it. And he just missed it.
I think there's something to that. Yeah, I don't know that I have a problem with that, actually. I think that's a good way to think about it. Yeah, Garcia, I don't think LeBron touched the last couple of...
it's become such a easy thing to do. We don't like LeBron James. Is if he doesn't take every single shot down the stretch, or he doesn't take the final shot, then you go, see, that's why he's not who we think he is.
Dude, LeBron James was really, really good in this game. LeBron James scored 27 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. LeBron, I thought, defensively down the stretch was phenomenal. And if they'd have won, I would have said the difference maker. Don't you think? I mean, to me, what he did defensively was impressive. Oh, by the way, he played 46 minutes. 12, 24. How many minutes are in a game? 48. He sat out 2 minutes in the first half. He's 40 years old. Look, I'm not. You know how I am on LeBron. I'm not a big LeBron guy. I acknowledge how unbelievably generationally good he is. But he was phenomenal yesterday. And I thought as much defensively, if not more defensively, than offensively. I mean, he took 18 free throws, so he only made 5 field goals. But he kept getting fouled. What do you think of that whole Anthony Edwards situation, pushing and getting
Love
fouled?
it.
Yeah.
Like, and Kenny Thomas said it on Friday, and never really thought about this, but he's like, when I watch Anthony Edwards, it says it feels like a cross between Allen Iverson and Kevin Garnett. And I'm like, absolutely.
Allen Iverson and Kevin Garnett. So he's got the brash offensive skills. He's bigger than I thought. Like he's a big dude. He's got some attitude to him.
Anthony Edwards is what so many people are craving for a star player in that league. Just they don't give a bleep, don't want to be your friend. Here we go.
Let me ask you this. If they finish off this series, right? They got to the Western Conference Finals last year. If they finish this series, and they're going to get either Golden State or Minnesota, right? In the next round? Yes.
Or Houston.
I'm sorry, or Houston, because they are Minnesota. Yeah. Is there... I don't want to sound dramatic on this, and I don't want to be recency on this. There was the shot that he hit to go ahead down the lane through contact in the last 30 seconds or whatever it was. You know the shot I'm talking about last night? And he got up. There was almost like a passing of the torch moment for me. And I know that's ultra stupidly dramatic. But I looked at it, I'm like, all right, dude's here. He not only stared LeBron in the face all day, he's been going at him physically. You've been watching the series a lot closer than I have. I've been out of the country. I haven't watched the series a ton. But watched him all year, watched him through the playoffs last year, right? Dude is not coming. Dude is here to me.
Yeah, and maybe this will help him more on a national level, but if you're just a average sports fan, like you go by the sports calendar, you should know that Anthony Edwards is in the top 5 conversation. Like he's that dude.
Who's the best player in the game right now? Jokic, right? It is. And then who? Is it Steph Curry? Is it Anthony Edwards? Is it Jason Tatum? Is it Luka Doncic? Is it...
I think it'd be pretty good starting 5 for best player in the game.
I mean, you start going through, and I'm like, I don't think it's Kevin Durant right now. John Morant's making a comeback from his personal crap, but he's probably not.
They get swept.
Yeah, they got swept.
He ain't that dude.
I think Steph Curry's got to be in that conversation still. I don't know how you feel about a healthy Kawhi Leonard.
Healthy Kawhi Leonard is reminding you why the Clippers waited for so long for him.
Victor Wembanyama's got to be in that conversation somewhere.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Dude, the one thing, the conversation with the NBA is fair with any league. What are you doing? How can you get people interested? Long season. It's a grind. But then you take a little bit of a step back and you have a conversation like that and you're like, dang. Like it's kind of loaded right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And there's personalities and there's players and there's dudes who aren't afraid of it. They're guys who are not afraid of the moment. And watching Anthony Edwards take over yesterday was terrific. And I kind of got a feeling, all right, dude's here. I don't know if this is passing of the torch or whatever. And like LeBron doesn't look like a guy who has to retire. I don't know how many years he's got left. But I thought the best player on the court was probably going to be Luka Doncic. I think it was Anthony Edwards. And Luka Doncic still had, 38 points? What did he have yesterday? He had 38 points, played 46 minutes, 13 of 28. That's really good. Anthony Edwards had 43 points in 44 minutes. I teased this, so I want to hit this. Milwaukee got beat last night by Indiana, 129-103. Pacers were really good. They shot 60+%. The issue is Damian Lillard, the star guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. Went down, and they're going to do an MRI on his foot. The fear is Achilles. I fear that this guy who has had a unbelievable career, been one of the best players of this generation. Do you agree with me on that? One of the best shooters, like
behind,
third best shooter of this generation.
Yeah, Steph. He was able to do what Steph did, and that's all right.
Well,
keep expanding the court.
Okay.
Be a big time shooter in big time moments.
Yeah. He didn't do it as long or consistently as Steph did, and obviously didn't win championships like Steph did, right? But yes, he was that guy who was able to just say, once I cross half court, I'm in range. I hate seeing if this is because I mean you start saying Damian Lillard at this point having to come back from a Achilles, and I know he forced his way out in Portland because Lord knows where it was going to go. But dude's 34, slowing down a little bit. Would you say?
It's very similar to Kevin Durant.
I hate it because I really like him.
He played 11 years in Portland.
I know.
They had the CJ McCollum years, LaMarcus Aldridge. Like, he put in his time. Then he's like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
And it's been, unfortunately, injuries in the playoffs last year. Now, done, probably missing next year.
Yeah. All right, 505-246. If that just makes you sick. Probably missing yet next year. You have to say that. But if, in fact, that's what the deal is, right? Then, yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. How's your car looking? All right, now that I'm not traveling for a while, my car's been sitting in the damn parking lot at the airport forever just collecting dust. It's time to call On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them come out and detail my vehicle. Yours looks like crud too, I know, because we've had windstorms and all last week we had the rain and snow, then the windstorms. It's time. On the Spot Automotive Detailing will come out and protect your vehicle. They will detail your vehicle and they will do it at your convenience, where it works for you and when it works for you. That means they come to you at the office, at the home, wherever, and they detail your vehicle. Detailing is what the car dealers do. When they're done, your car will look and feel and smell like the day you took it off the line. It's that new car feeling without that new car price. It's your second biggest investment. Maybe it's your biggest investment for all I know. Protect it. You spend a lot of time in it. Ask them about paint protection, ceramic pro coating, paint protection film. They're also great at wind. I love On the Spot Automotive Detailing. You will as well. On the Spot Automotive Detailing, everything is online. You can book and buy right there. OTSDetailing.com. It's OTSDetailing.com. Or you can give them a call at 505-859-2859.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com.
Next line at 505-246-0610. And on the email device, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. That's Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We've been in on the, and everybody's going to have a thought on Shedeur Sanders, and I welcome your opinion. How do you feel about the way the draft played out in regards to Shedeur? Why do you think he slipped? I don't know that we'll ever know. This one says, Sanders is and has been overrated. Quote, experts, end quote, who say he's the top 3 quarterback, but this was arguably one of the weakest quarterback classes in history. There's a reason teams pass on him, and it's probably a combination of all the reasons that are being discussed. Cleveland will be a good litmus test for his character. Oh, yeah, retiring his number at a university where Cordell Stewart didn't get his number retired makes Colorado look so stupid. It's actually really good. First of all, it makes him look stupid, but doesn't make him look great. I mean, who had a better career at Colorado, Cordell Stewart or Shedeur Sanders? This really isn't an argument, is it?
Yeah, the only people that are on board with that are the Colorado homers. They just defend everything that Deion and Shedeur did.
I actually like this because it's a variation on a thought that I have a lot. And I tell you this almost annually as we go into drafts. Is the quarterback that good, or is it because the need at that position, which you have to have a quarterback to be good in the National Football League, makes teams reach for quarterbacks all the time? And we thought so in last year's draft when 6 quarterbacks went in the top 12, right? And as we sit here today, you can't say any of those 6 outside of the one who didn't play underperformed, can you?
No, you're still excited about Drake May and the future there. Saw Michael Penix still a little bit at the end, but to answer the question, it's yes. Are quarterbacks overdrafted? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did we think we were going to see a fall like this? No. You could be like that last person that sent the message in and be like, yes, they told you so, but no one thought 5th round for Shedeur.
No one saw this. And that's why I think Cleveland got a steal here, and good on Cleveland. And you're going to say, well, they drafted Dylan Gabriel earlier, and I will not be surprised if before preseason starts, or maybe even during preseason camp, they trade Dylan Gabriel.
I think Kenny Pickett gets traded again, personally, but because
Okay.
I think Dylan Gabriel, I was surprised he was a 3rd round pick because I look at Gabriel and I think that dude's going to be in the league 10 years.
Okay.
but as a really good backup.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. And look, man, you can make a hell of a living as a really good backup. I mean, there's dudes bouncing around making great money.
Absolutely. And you still need that to be a successful franchise.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, all right, so Kenny Pickett, but they're not going in with 5. And Deshaun Watson doesn't really count. And there's no way I see Shedeur Sanders not being on the roster opening day, like at least as a number 3 quarterback. I can't see a scenario where they cut him unless he's just really not very good, and I don't think that's right. But I agree with this where teams were not going to reach, and then when you get to that point, the other stuff matters. If your talent doesn't supersede everything, if you're not, damn, dude, and obviously no NFL team evaluated him as, damn, dude, right? Then the other stuff matters. Do I need that noise around my backup quarterback? I heard Stephen A. Smith compare it to Colin Kaepernick this weekend. You did too. Do you feel this is a Colin Kaepernick situation? I mean, he's in the league. Colin Kaepernick's not.
I don't think there was any owners getting together or colluding potentially. Mike I think it was one of those things that we saw that it didn't have to be said. Like, we know why who's sliding.
Yeah. I look, the other stuff matters. And if he's not going to be that dude, do I need that noise around a backup quarterback? Do I need all that? And again, I'll say it again. I said it earlier. The evaluation process isn't just staring at videotape or video. The evaluation process isn't just watching the young man go through his workouts, although he didn't, at combines and at pro days. There's a reason they do the interviews. There's a reason they do all their research. There's a reason they fly across the country and talk to everybody. And I haven't heard one thing come out and say, man, except for the GM press conference, oh, Shedeur's a really good, humble young man and he works hard. Okay. You heard one person say he had a great interview, that he came in prepared, that's all I'm saying. The other stuff matters. Unless your talent supersedes everything. And the way the NFL evaluated Shedeur, his talent didn't. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
The sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Draft is done. You can pay attention now to the playoffs. PGA Championship is coming up. National Hockey League playoffs are going on as well. Kings lost last night, JJ. Kings were got beat, I think it was 4-3. You get the Avalanche and Dallas Stars 2-2 tonight. Hoops tonight. Houston and Golden State will be the nightcap. Cleveland and Miami. As the top seed in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers tries to close out the Heat. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We welcome you to get in today at 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We've been talking about the draft. We've been talking about the playoffs. We got, just so many places to go. Global basketball's on the table for you. Whilst I was gone, JJ, Luke Hopp, 6'6", guard. I've heard him at 6'7", 6'6", whatever you like. He balled at Point Loma Nazarene in San Diego, which is, Point Loma, right on the point, right in the flight pattern of Lindbergh Field. He was pretty good at Point Loma, 13.2 points, shot almost 38% from three-point land, all Pac West first team. He was pretty good. I hear this all the time, but he did it at Division II or whatever. I watch dudes that play at Division II come up, and especially in this league, and ask Colorado State how they've done with guys from Division II. I think if you can play, you can play. I want to see it, but at least your roster's starting to take some sort of a semblance of a roster at this point, right? I thought, while I was gone, the JT Rock, the center from Iowa State with 3 years of eligibility, I thought that was a big piece that they've got in as well.
Yes, the roster is taking shape, and the style that Eric Owen wants to play. He's going to be able to handpick every single player on this roster, and you see it. He's looking for explosiveness. Defensively, he wants to be a problem on the perimeter, and guys who can stretch the floor. And you look at the forwards he's brought in, they all have the ability to shoot the basketball. Yes, he's taking some chances on guys being able to take that step up, but it's high performers at a lower level stepping in the Mountain West. I know there's some fans that are definitely on edge and going, wait, I thought we had this awesome collective. I thought we were a destination in the transfer portal, and some people feel that there's not enough.
It's not over yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And exactly, it's not over. There's still plenty of players going through the negotiation process and deciding where they want to go, but you actually have a foundation of a roster now.
So the Antonio Chol, the 6'9" JUCO who played at Rutgers, and then your 7'1" center who transferred from Iowa State, that should make you feel decent about your front court, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I know Chol's not a back-to-the-back player.
Chol is the most exciting one. I think with people is saying that there's floor stretcher, play with the basketball, inside out, base up guy first. And then JT Rock is a guy that needs an opportunity, man. He didn't get on the floor. He's behind more experienced players at Iowa State, but you look, all right, he took a redshirt season and had 2 years at Iowa State. Thing with him coming out of high school, 7'1" dude, top 100 recruit, but just the lengthy dude. And so what did that allow him to do? It means he has pretty good ball skills. His game is that guy that wants to face up, play outside, but those 2 years at Iowa State, you got to believe he was in the weight room. He was working hard inside. And so he comes in a little bit stronger, has the hands, the ability to have the basketball in his hands, which not a lot of 7-footers do. I know people love to scream about 7-foot players, but not a lot of them are good with the basketball. So if you have that as a young guy growing up, or you had to be good with it because you weren't able to dominate inside against a bigger competition, 2 years of weightlifting at a Division I institution, I think that's a pretty good starting point inside.
Yeah. All right, so your roster is big. You know, you got a transfer from USC. You got guys coming in from. Man, they should find a way to put up one of these, like surf simulators, because you got a lot of SoCal guys. Yeah,
brah.
You know what I'm saying, brah? A lot of SoCal guys. You've got a 5'10" point guard, a high schooler. So, people are going to ask me all summer how the Lobos going to be, and I'm just going to tell you my answer is going to be I don't know. I'm seriously.
That's a fantastic answer. Let me even just watch practice for a little bit. Just see how these guys move with a basketball.
Well, I'm getting asked that on football, and I'm like, I don't know, man. You give me 54, 56 new guys in football. It's a whole new roster. This is an absolutely brand new. There's not one dude left, right? This is 100% flipped. Clean house, start over, nothing. I mean, all that's left is the uniforms. And they'll probably change those up too. I don't know. I mean, you're putting together a roster. And it's going to, Coach Olin's going to have to deal with this. It's his. And you're not the only one doing it. Indiana's doing it, and Baylor's doing it. And I mean, it's happening all over America. I'm not telling you this is something that's horrible. I don't know, man. And then they got to play together. And we'll see. And who's going to fall into what role? And, what is Kevin Patton going to be? Vicentich, I think you know what you're getting there. I think you know really well what you're getting with Chris Howell. He's probably your leader, right? I'm going to guess.
The guy you look to set the tone, what Coach Olin wants.
Yeah, and then Luke Hopkins, it interests me, and there's some excitement there. But, yeah, it's going to be different, man. It's going to be completely different. There's no Jamal Mashburns, Jalen Houses, Donovan Dents, I don't think. Or maybe there is. But we'll see.
The kid from Arizona.
The guard, Ariah Tennant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has some house vibes just with the energy, but the dude can get up. Like, you have a 5'10" dude that, I keep referencing it because it's kind of the few highlights we saw, but transition 360 dunk, and it wasn't like, oh, he just barely made it. Like, the level of athleticism there. And you see the explosiveness, too, with someone like Kevin Patton on the perimeter. And then you got to combine that with some of the experience. And, yeah, I get it. It's a D2 point guard coming in. But it's 6'6" guard with experience. And I think they're definitely going to add, or trying to add, one more guy that can be a ball handler for this team. And then try to find the forward depth. Like, those are the most expensive positions in the transfer portal. It's a good point guard and good forward.
Yeah. All right. How do you feel about Lobo roster? Because it's been filling up. 505-246-0610. You're probably going to say it like I do. I don't know. And, I tell you this all the time. I've been doing this for 29 years in this market. I've watched rosters flip, never like we've watched with these two, like both Lobo teams, right? I mean, never. 2 years in a row for Lobo football. And this year completely for Lobo basketball. I don't know. Their names on paper, you can look at the stars, you can look at their stats from before. When I see them come down the ramp in a pair of shorts, all right, and then I know that's not the commentary you're looking for, but I don't know how anybody else could say they know. I don't know how the answer could be anything other than I just don't know. Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Travis?
Good morning, fellas.
How you living?
Welcome back, Jeffy.
Thank you. I feel like I've been gone for a long
Listen,
time.
buddy,
Yeah.
I know how it works. You get a lot of time off, so you take a lot of time off. So you just let JJ hold it down. Listen. Every day JJ was alone, he was hitting like Sam Bregman, just hitting home runs.
Like Sam Bregman hitting home runs. Yeah.
Anyway, listen, I know we've all seen the commentary. Sorry. I know we've all seen the commentary and about this Lobo roster. A lot of Lobo fans seem to be upset about some of these D2 players. Listen, there are a lot of reasons why these guys go to Division II programs. Some of it is grades. Some of it is, they didn't get the looks coming out of high school. There are any number of reasons why these guys go Division II. But these guys have earned their opportunity, okay? And let's not forget, no one was looking at JT Toppin out of high school, and that's the reason why the Lobos were able to get that guy, and that guy showed out on the court, made something of his opportunity, and is now one of the highest paid college basketball players in NCAA Division I. So let's not forget that. So no one really knows how these guys are going to gel, the talent on the court. I mean, until, like you just said, they put on the shorts, they lace up the Nikes, and they show out. No one really knows. But at the end of the day, let's see what we got. Let's stay patient. I mean, you have to like some of the size that they're getting. They're big at most of the positions, except for at point guard. I mean, I don't know, that 5'11" kid who looks like an absolute walking bucket. He's a little small, right? I mean, 5'11" is small. There's no doubt about it.
Is Jay Call a shooting guard, or is he a point guard, JJ? He's 6'4". He's more of a shooting guard? All right. I mean, there's going to be someone else. So they're going to have another point guard on that roster, I promise.
Okay, I thought they were bringing him in for point guard, but to run the one. But maybe he's going to be maybe he'll play the off guard.
No, he is. The
event,
5'10" guys are your point, but there'll be another point guard on that roster.
Yeah, and they have 6 spots to fill, right?
Yeah.
5 or 6 spots to fill.
Yeah.
So this thing is not over yet, and this team is going to continue to evolve as the summer goes along, or as the next couple months go along. But let's just stay patient. And then the final thing for me is, I know everyone is looking at that LeBron James, that last 9 seconds. LeBron kind of knocks the ball off of Anthony Edwards, and they call the play. They do they do the replay there. First off, it sounded like it's a special rule for when they're in the playoffs that they actually get to call that foul, because I think during the regular season when they would do replays, I don't think that they have the ability to assess the foul. But the way that they were explaining it, it sounds like that is a playoff-specific rule. But in any event, while that was the last play, essentially, of the game, right, 9 seconds left, that basically did it. That was not the play that cost them. What cost them is LeBron James, top of the key. He's like 5 feet out from the three-point line, takes an ill-advised three-pointer, and then the Timberwolves go down on the other end and get an and one when Austin Reeves fouls. So just one of those things where the execution by the Lakers in crunch time, in the last 30 seconds, 40 seconds, the last minute of these games where they've lost these close games, that's the glaring mistake. Not a ref call. That ref call did not cost the Lakers the game. It's their execution in the last 36 seconds of the game. And by the way, you have one of the best players in the NBA in Luka Doncic. How is he not touching the ball almost every single possession? In any event, I'm a little worried that I think JJ is probably right about how this is going to go, and I think it's a huge upset if Lakers get knocked out in 5 instead of winning in 5. Anyway, have a good day, guys.
If they win, it's going to be in 7. Thanks for the call. Maybe that's where it is now. Is it a huge upset if the 6 beats the 3? It's not huge. It's an upset. Is it a huge upset if LeBron James and Luka Doncic go out in the first round? It's an upset. Is this something that there's no way you could have seen coming? You probably should have seen the possibility that's coming. You think so? He was trying to put it on LeBron. Basically, why is the ball not in his hands? Why did he take that shot? Why is it not in Doncic's hands? Look, man, all I've heard is Austin Reeves has become the third of their trifecta. He's one of their big three now. He hit a big shot right before that, I think on the 2 possessions prior. And by the way, they forced it. You give Minnesota a little credit for forcing the ball out of their hands.
Mm-hmm. Austin Reeves taking that shot is not a bad thing for the Lakers.
I mean, he missed it, so they didn't get the result, but I agree with him. 505-246-0610. When we come back, this was a bad thing. Bad call. I didn't even know the prank call still existed anymore. Get into that when we get back. Hey, hope you don't have plans for Tuesday, because if you don't, well, you do now. Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is a place to go for a limited time. They're offering a BOGO deal. Buy 6 bone-in wings, get 6 more free. And you can choose from a variety of sauces. They've got the delicious, smoky, sweet barbecue sauce. If you like it a little more spicy, try that pineapple habanero. Pair it with a nice brew. You got yourself an enjoyable Tuesday. Head on over to Twin Peaks on Tuesday. That would be tomorrow. Take advantage of their buy one, get one special before it's gone. And for your hoops, they got the NBA playoffs every night. They'll even throw the hockey on for you as well. They're underway. The NBA playoffs, as you well know, are deep. Every single night, the best place for all things hoop is Twin Peaks. Head on down to Twin Peaks, catch it all while enjoying the delicious food and drinks. It's Twin Peaks. See you there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots. Got shots.
So it's like a whole 8 minutes.
I got to walk across the street.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, those offices. Yeah,
Well,
you
my-
must have been swamped then if that was. Yeah,
It was a big,
I
big,
mean, a lot of
important
traffic. Yeah,
day. I had to navigate across at a busy street. Yeah.
it's tough, man. It's scary on some of those days, right?
And then we're going to blow up the sky all weekend, huh?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday both fireworks nights. Then Sunday, this is going to be huge. It's our
Mariachi.
Quattro de Mayo celebration. We're giving out 3,000 mariachi jerseys.
Are they nice?
They're like in this papel picada design, so they're really bright, various colors.
Did you bring one?
I didn't bring one. I can show you
What
one
a
on my.
we-
I know.
Remember back in the
I
day when
know.
we used to bring one in and we'd see something. And
Yeah,
like,
there's Thielander right
oh
there.
my goodness, is he a model? Johnny
Yeah.
Verlander.
Just
Can I see
rock
that?
it. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's almost all right. I want you to picture. It's not quite tie dye, but it kind of like from afar it looks like
I can
like
see
you're
that.
wearing a mariachi shirt
Yep.
to a Grateful Dead show.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, that's perfect.
For me as well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely
I'd
love
to-
that design.
I got to see if I know anybody over there, or I'll be one of the first 3,000 on Sunday.
Oh yeah, and then
I
also
gotta shoot
Chef Jim has outdid himself once again,
do?
folks. On Sunday, he brought out 4 new specialty food items for the day: carne asada fries,
Carne
a
asada
chalupa, a burrito chilada, and churro donuts.
What was the last one?
Churro donuts.
What does that mean? What's
It's
a
just
churro donut?
It's just like a churro.
Oh,
and-
churro.
Yeah,
churro.
sorry, I may be
All
too
right, all right.
southern for that
All right.
pronunciation.
I
for
heard,
you.
what'd you hear? Did you hear Tro?
I've heard it 3 times.
So you already knew? So he's done this shtick before. He's done the same crap in every.
She's like, come on. He's just hitting rewind and play over
JJ,
and over
that's
again.
churro donuts.
Churro.
I get it.
Churro.
Dude, I talk to a 6-year-old every day. I can decide.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
You're a damn 6-year-old. All right. Meanwhile, your club, you told me how good they were going to be. They're 8 games out there in last place right now.
I mean,
get them out of last place. Tell me what was.
It's tough. Yeah, I mean, we started off the week really hot. Won first 2. On Tuesday, we won 18-3, which is our biggest margin of victory on the road in team history. The bullpen's pitching well. The starting pitching is been up and down. We have Carson Palmquist and Tanner Gordon. They're throwing really well right now. But outside of that, we lost Bradley Blaylock on Sunday to the Rockies. He was going to start on Saturday for us. Obviously, we lost Chase Dollander to begin the year as well. And so we're just like a couple of starting pitchers away from being really good. And I'm hoping that, come sooner than later, we'll have some of those guys coming up from AA, from Hartford, to help fill those spots for us.
The reimbursements are coming up from Double-A.
Yeah, I feel like just a couple of starting pitchers away should be right out in front of Coors Field as well.
director of hype.
Just a few pictures away.
Just a few. Only a handful, guys.
Only 27 pictures away.
Competing
at every level.
Yeah, I mean, this is facts. Like
this is facts.
Yeah, coming up. So like through the first, I think it was 21 games last year. Our ERA was the team was around 8. This year it's around 5.
Just so you know, 8's really not good.
Yeah, and it's around 5 this year, and so we're 3 runs better. So we have seen dramatic improvement in our club, and so we're really excited about that. The offense is playing well. We have a number of top prospects.
And you
for the
scored
team.
3 runs over the last 2 games and gave up. That would be 19.
Hey, let's talk about something good, Jeff.
Yeah, it was rough. No, it'll get better. Salt Lake's coming to town.
We scored 18 on Tuesday.
Let's talk about
18 on Tuesday, and you won the first 2.
Let's talk about a rollover plan,
All
or
right.
maybe you can save some of those ones for the next day.
That's great.
So my baseball buck still.
Was this 2001?
Look, first of all, this is something that the big league club controls. The players,
of course, yeah.
And it's developmental, and I mean, and I know you've seen progress. You've seen opportunity.
Oh yeah, we're certainly much better than last year. Yeah.
And that's progress.
It is progress, right?
Yeah.
That's all we're asking for, right?
Yep.
Steps in the right direction.
JJ, I haven't even seen. Should I not even look? Again, you go to the country, you kind of lose.
We don't need to talk about Major League Baseball right now. We're focused on minor league baseball, the great week ahead, all the events at Isotopes Park. How about Sam Hilliard? This is a weird
Talk
one,
about
right?
Sam Hilliard.
80 home runs in AAA. It's one where you say, that's awesome. However, I know he'd like to hit some more of those home runs at a major league level, but what he's meant to this franchise, the fact that he is a professional, shows up day in and day out, mentors young players, and then just continues to rake.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorite players that I've ever been around in my years here in Albuquerque and just working in baseball in general. I mean, he is just a standout guy, a true professional, word for word. I mean, comes to the yard, as you said, every day to work. Great attitude. He's going to bust his butt every time he comes to the park. If you really wish you could have 28 at Sam Hilliard on your team because, just his attitude and demeanor, and it's just fantastic. And obviously, he's one of the best baseball players in Albuquerque professional baseball history, and we're honored. And luckily, I was able to talk with Reno's PR before the series started, and we kind of made a plan for them hopefully to get the ball when he hit that 80th home run, and they were actually able to get that 80th home run ball, and they gave it to Sam post-game, on Friday night. So it was awesome.
Really cool. I think that's really cool. We're going to give away some tickets here for the game on the 14th. Is that right? Coming up in just a few minutes. Should get great weather this week.
Oh,
which
yeah,
you've
finally.
not been blessed with so far this season.
Yeah, we got snowed out for the first time in team history.
I gave my tickets
Saturday.
to Dale, and he was all fired up. He was taking the family. Are you going to let him back into another game or what?
Oh, yeah. The exchange is always there. You rain out, snow out, same thing. So, yes, come on down to the park. We'll exchange it for, a ticket of equal or lesser value based on availability. So it'll be fine. We'll take care of them.
All right, here's what we got. And look, it's a blast. The food's great. The atmosphere is great. The team's going to get better. You've got prospects. And you see the potential going on there. And I know you're not looking, potential. Look, go out and have fun with this thing.
Exactly.
I think you got a ball club that plays hard.
Yes, we
and
do.
It's a developmental process that if you look at last year too. I mean, last year might have been the worst start ever, and really started to play a lot better later in the summer.
Exactly.
So you've got a lot of opportunity. Tomorrow night, the homestand starts. The Salt Lake Bees will be in town. They have identical records, the two clubs going into this. Dollar Dog Night. Go out and fill yourself up on dollar hot dogs. Don't bring pennies. Don't bring quarters. Bring a digital card or a phone that has a digital card attached to it.
No checks
It
either.
is a cashless, no checks either. It is a cashless facility. Dollar Dogs on Tuesday. Get out there Wednesday night. The gates will open at 5 o'clock against Salt Lake. Tuesday, a day game, lunch out at the lab. That means Thursday, day game, lunch at the lab. Thursday, that's Thursday, 11:05 start, lunch at the lab. Friday, Little League night and fireworks. Saturday, more Little League night and fireworks. And then on Sunday, 4 de Mayo, it is the 4 de Mayo celebration. Adult mariachis, jerseys, it'll be a mariachis game. It's there's some purples and reds and oranges and yellows. And we'll go to abqisotopes.com.
For our socials, ABQ Topes. Oh, yeah. I mean, these jerseys are extremely nice. You're going to want to get one of these and get there early because we all know the game's at 1 o'clock, 1:30 or 1:35 on Sunday.
Is this when they line up for?
Oh, yeah. I would not be surprised if we had people lining up at around 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, I remember, what was it, the Borque jerseys? Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Addie wears that. So, like, I remember when I was taking her to college last summer, she's wearing her Bordeaux jersey around the country. She loved that one.
Gotta rep it, right? Yeah.
That was those jerseys. Those go big. All right, man. Enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
Always appreciate it. How many more stops you got, Michelle? He's got one more. He's got to go next door next. Clark treat you like this?
Only got one more. Oh yeah, Clark's great.
Is he? Oh, he's the best.
He's the best.
He's better than us.
Of course not. But
I mean, the best. There can only be one best.
This is the sports animal. All right.
Clark's the best. He's better than you guys. I like him better. He doesn't bust my cleons like that.
No, honestly, it's fun to get. I like that. I enjoy it. Just throw a little curveball in the action.
Right. Well, I mean, you can hit a curveball. I mean, you would have made it this far if you couldn't hit a curveball.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, just sit back in your back leg and poke it right.
just wait on it. Just dump it into right field. 4 tickets right now to give away to go see the Topes in Tacoma on the 14th of May. 505-246-0610 is the phone number. Area code 505-246-0610. Caller 3, you will win those tickets courtesy of your good friend JJ Buck at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore, just like riding a
All right, we're even. I had even look. So I've been gone for the better part of last 2 weeks. I had bowl meetings in Vegas, and then I took some time off last week. Was out of the country, and so I didn't pay attention to daily baseball. JJ, the Rockies are 4-23.
Yep.
I don't even know how that happens. 4-23. It is a historically poor start. The now fourth worst start through 27 games in history. They lose yesterday. The worst record in baseball behind the White Sox. And according to Underdog Sports, they're the fifth team in the modern era to start 4-23 or worse. The Reds in 2022 are the last team. But like we're saying the 1936 Browns, and we're not talking about football.
Yeah.
This is gross. They lost by 7. Their run differential is -69, 30 runs worse than anyone else in Major League Baseball. They're one of just 7 teams in the wild card era to carry a run differential that bad through 27 games. Puts them in the same company as last year's White Sox, who wound up posting the worst record in baseball in over a century. It's the 4th year in a row that a team, not them, but a team has been so thoroughly outplayed this point in the season. Because the Reds were that bad in 2022. It was the White Sox last year and the A's in 2023. By the way, none of them contended for a playoff spot. Bud Black's going to take the hit at some point, right? Whether it's his fault or not. I'm a big Bud Black guy, and I met Bud back in the day. He's an Aztec. I've always liked Bud, and I think most people like Bud Black, right?
Yes.
And I think he's a good baseball guy. Earl Weaver, Billy, give me your best manager ever.
That manager solves nothing with this franchise. They're at the point where there's been frustration, but the Rockies fan base is sell the team level. Like, they don't think the owners care. They don't trust the owners. Yeah, it's an uphill battle at Coors Field, but this is so much more than just, a manager's going to solve this. This is a talent deficiency from top to bottom in the organization. Ownership group that's really not invested about winning. It's just kind of getting by and having a team, and it's not going to change for a long time.
Their ERA, team ERA is 5.33, 27th in the big leagues. Their batting average is 213, 28th in the big league. They play half their games at Coors Field. I didn't even think 4-23 was possible. Like, you go out there as a big league team in baseball, you're going to win a couple of games every third, fourth, fifth day. 4-23 is what they are. Run differential is -69. People are going, well, why are the Isotopes not? Well, I mean, look at the organization.
It ain't good. There's not enough prospects at AA to change anything.
They're not only 14 games behind the Giants, but they're 8.5 games out of 4th place. Worst record in baseball, the White Sox are next at 7 and who are they? 7-21. Rockies. God bless it. Yeah, I guess you get away from things, and you know what matters. 1, 2, 3. They've lost 6 in a row, and they get Atlanta at home today. Well, tickets are $8. You get tickets for Wednesday's game. It's a day game. They're as low as $5 at StubHub if you want them. $5 to get into a big league game. I mean, how did that happen? And I think you know the answer, right? I mean, when you say, how did that happen? I think we know the answer. It's kind of crazy. All right, 505-246-0610. Tickets are gone. But go out and have fun. Look, it's a good time at the ballpark. Mariachis this weekend. And like I tell you, I firmly believe this. Like, if you went to an Isotopes game, what was the last game you went to? Do you remember who they played? You probably don't, right?
No.
You probably don't. And so go out, you have fun at the ballpark. And it's good. All right, 505-246-0610. We're talking about Lobo basketball and the roster a little bit. Gopher says, my socks are still on, Jeff. You know what, Jeffy? None of these guys are blowing my socks off. None of them are like, wow, Lobo basketball couldn't have gotten him 5 years ago before NIL. But how do you know, man? Not enough stars next to their name? I mean, again, and I thought Travis made a really good point, and I'll grant you, this is an anomaly. But when you signed JT Toppin here 3 years ago, did any of you feel like you stole JT Toppin? Did any of you go, wow? No, Gopher, your socks were still on then too, right? Now, are any of these guys JT Toppin? I'm going to guess not. I'm with you on that. So your socks are still on. But I think you got a coach who's probably got to prove himself at the next level, and we'll see. It's all wait and see. You do feel like you're bringing in a different kind of recruit, different kind of transfer, though, don't you? Than maybe you had in the past?
And it was going to be a steeper hill given the fact you had to replace everyone on the roster. There wasn't anything to lean on. And the name recognition changed. Like Jamal Mashburn and Jalen House were really good players, but they had the name and the buzz.
Because of their daddies.
Yes.
100%
And they ended up being very good college players and fantastic Lobos. Now, this class, could be a couple of these guys could be really good, but they don't have the name buzz, and that's why you're just not bouncing off the walls.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in, 888-922-0610 if you're paying tolls. When we come back, let's get into the draft a little bit more. Get some notable picks. We'll get some local guys who have gone, get through the Cowboys stuff a little bit. If you want to get in on Shedeur more, you're absolutely welcome to do that. Hey, we got a Kentucky Derby party at Sawmill Market. We're going to be live at Sawmill for the Kentucky Derby. That's on Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll have prizes, giveaways, all kinds of specials out at the Sawmill. So come on out. You know where it is. If you've been there, you love it. If you haven't, you will. But it's over right there by Hotel Albuquerque in the Chaco Hotel. Sawmill is beautiful. The Derby is one of the great events in our country. I know it's your favorite event every year. But come on out and join us. The Sports Animal will be live at the Sawmill Market for Kentucky Derby starting at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and we're looking forward to seeing you out there. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
You know, back in the day before, some of you remember this, some of you don't. Before caller ID, when phones rang, you said hello, you didn't know who it was. Right now, if you don't know who, you don't answer it, right? Well, Shedeur Sanders had a private number that he got he had a phone just for the draft. The only people to whom he gave the number was NFL executives. So when that phone rang, he knew it would, or at least he thought he knew, it would be a legitimate NFL team. Good morning to you, boys and girls. Thanks for being with us today. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. JJ, I didn't know prank calls existed anymore. People did this. But if ever anyone needs like daddy to go take care of his boy and like put a whooping, Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator of the Falcons, probably needs to have a whooping kind of a word, and you decide what needs to be done with his son, Jax. Because Jax, the son of the defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons, how random is this? Like, the defensive coordinator's son got Shedeur's number because evidently there was an iPad left open. And the kid was at his parents' home over the weekend or whenever it was, or last week. And the iPad was open, and he saw Shedeur Sanders' private number. He took it down. And then this kid, Jax, and I say kid, he's 21 years old. Jax Ulbrich pranked Shedeur, claiming to be the Saints general manager, and said, "We're going to take you." He did issue the apology, and, somebody wrote it really nice for him. Quote, "I'm sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me." That was the quote. JJ, it's just horrible.
Yeah, you apologize for it because you put your dad in a really tough spot. And now people are saying, "Oh, his dad gave him the number on purpose." No, he knew he's an adult. He's 21 years old. He understands the process. Like, oh, this is the iPad, the work stuff's on it. Let me get into it when he's probably out of the room and grab the number, and we'll film this for social media. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
What you do these days, online pranks. And he got caught.
Does Daddy get fired for this eventually? No. I hope not.
His dad should not get fired for that.
I hope not. All right. I hope Bruin James, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, James?
Yeah, exactly what you guys are talking about. And yeah, that is pretty messed up. But on the other hand, you know, Shedeur Sanders going into what did he win? The 7th round, 8th round, something like that?
Fifth round, 5.
So anyway, but I was talking to my cousin, and we were sitting there, and he goes, well, what do you think about that? I said, it's the NFL coming together and humbling Deion Sanders. And he goes, well, what do you mean? I go, come on, man. I mean, you know the Deshaun Jackson incident back in the day. So Philadelphia, before they drafted him, they told him, you know, that they weren't going to deal with his father and the things he would put in the paper and stuff like that. When he was at Cal, he would do that. So they said, no, we're not going to deal with that, and you better get that under control. So basically the NFL humbled Deion and show them the might of the NFL and what they can do to you if you kind of go against them. But the phone call and all that, and that was the coach needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. And
which coach?
And there needs the Albrecht.
Oh, so you think the guy who because his kid got that phone number, they should fire the dad?
Yes, they should.
Right.
They should send a message.
All
yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right, man.
And so, hey, have a good one, guys.
Thanks.
Go
See you.
Bruins.
I disagree.
Send a message and not trust your family.
Yeah,
like the last thing you thought was his son was going to jump in there and still.
I'm sitting in my own home. Nobody's here but my family. I walked away from my iPad. Like, do you think the NFL humbled Deion?
No, the NFL's not in that game. If you're good enough, they'll take you. And I think it was a combination of what you laid out very nicely and what everyone realized is maybe we over-evaluate Sanders as the talking head community getting ready for the draft, and then the noise on top of it. They said, all right,
I'll give you
just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give you my take on that. I got a Browns fan has sent in his take on it, and what the Athletic has to say about Shedeur sliding as well. Opening drive continues. We look at the NFL draft on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Rolling on a beautiful, 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 beautiful Monday morning. Good morning to you. Opening drive in your ear, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Coming off the completion of the National Football League draft, a fun weekend in the NBA in regards to playoffs. Fun unless you are a Detroit Pistons fan. Ain't no fun to that after getting beat 94-93 by the Knicks, and then having the NBA say, hey, yeah, sorry, we missed that call. Do you think in that situation, JJ, there should be a way where you go back and replay the final 3 seconds? Or final 3/10 of a second? Like, no? You don't think if you got it blatantly wrong, it shows?
No, well, how? Then the question has to be:
how do you do it for?
Are we reviewing every possession down the stretch? There has to be a limit to that. Yeah, you want accountability, you want to get it right, but are we going to get to a position where the last 2 minutes of a basketball game across the board already takes 25 minutes?
No, you're right.
And there's challenges for a reason, man. Don't use it in the first quarter. And if you use it and you win it, you get another one. Maybe you just, whatever situation it is. It was a missed call. You want accountability. The referees talk. They do the final 2-minute report. But yeah, you're gonna have to live with some mistakes.
Yeah, no, you're right, and you can't go back and you just want to get it right, and they keep making situations with challenges and replays and where you keep saying, all right, we're going to get it right this time, and then there's always another situation.
Yeah, there's never, the only way to do it is what we don't want, and that's all right. These guys are going to have to go to the monitor after every possession, after every drive where there's some contact. It's the whole, you can call holding on every play mentality in a football game.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And, you could take the other game yesterday too, the Laker game, where they went to the replay because in that game Minnesota did have a challenge left, and they went to it and they were able to replay it. And in that case, in fact, they called a foul that wasn't called initially. They called a foul on LeBron James. They called a foul that sent Minnesota to the free throw line to get the points that put the game out of reach, that made it a 3-point game. So, no, I don't disagree with you. All right, 505-246-06. Let me get into the draft a little bit more on the Shedeur thing, and I'll reset my take on Shedeur. Why do I think Shedeur slid? And I'll preface this by saying I don't know any more than y'all know. You listen, you watch. I firmly believe that talent always wins out in sports. If you have talent, that level of talent, I don't care if it's basketball, football, whatever it is, the league tends to overlook transgressions. And I don't know what transgressions you think Shedeur Sanders has. But talent wins. Okay? Shedeur Sanders is evaluated by the National Football League, and I say that as an encompassing of all 32 teams. He was not evaluated to have that generational talent, that overriding talent, where talent overrides everything. There is a process, and we've watched for the last 3 months the process play out. You've heard about combines and pro days and interviews. There's a reason these teams conduct interviews. They're not wasting their time. They want to know what they're getting into, and especially at that position, the most important position in all of American sports is quarterback. They want to know what kind of person, personality, character, intellect, on and on and on. It's not a full list, that they're getting to run their organization. There's a reason. And you've heard things that Shedeur was unprepared. You heard one general manager say it was the worst interview he had ever seen. The Athletic says, there was another general manager said, I love the kid. I think he's smart. He's tough. I hate the system he played in. He got sacked 94 times in the last 2 years. He doesn't have an exceptional arm or running ability. He's streaky. Okay, then there was that. So all those things combined, the evaluation, he slipped. He slipped. Now, did I think he would have slipped to the 5th round? No, I didn't. But obviously, if a team thinks he's that good and going to make a difference at quarterback, they will take him. Now, does the noise around him play into it? Yeah, it probably did. I've told you for years that this goes back to the Colin Kaepernick situation, but whatever. That, I'll take it back to Johnny Manziel as well. Teams don't want a lot of noise, period. They sure as hell don't want a lot of noise around their backup quarterback. And so he slipped. You know who wins? The Cleveland Browns won, because if they'd have taken him with the 2nd or the 5th pick, you'd have said, wow, they got Shedeur. Okay, that's really good. They got their quarterback. They got him in the 5th round. A guy that you all evaluated as first-round quarterback. Okay, so they win. And you know what? While he lost a lot of money slipping to 5, he may win as well, because he's in a quarterback room with Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Joe Flacco. He may still win the damn job. If he's what you all think he is, if he's what he thinks he is, if he's what Mel Kiper thinks he is, then he'll win this damn job anyway. So that's where I am with this. Can I give you a Browns fan, then we'll go to the phone?
Yes, you can.
All right. Good morning, Jeff and JJ. Welcome back, Jeff, on the NFL draft. As a Browns fan, here's my takeaway on the Shedeur pick. Sanders is a Brown. He comes to us with daddy baggage. Daddy baggage, not sexual assault charges or a fully guaranteed contract, loss of picks for years to come, or poor attitude, or after sitting on the bench for 2 years. He comes to us with a chip on his shoulder and an accurate arm. a Big 12 Player of the Year award and overwhelming excitement to prove all the haters wrong. Everyone can be as salty as they want over this pick, but we got a good kid with exceptional talent on a very cheap deal with a million reasons to play his heart out. It's from Lucky. Lucky, from your perspective, I can't agree with you more. Yeah. If I'm a Browns fan, why would we pick two quarterbacks? Whatever, man. The Redskins, as they were known back then, picked Robert Griffin III and Kirk Cousins in the same draft. I think it was first and third round. Turned out relatively okay. If I'm a Browns fan, I'm fine with this. I think the Browns won.
I'm right there with you. 5th round pick for Shedeur, in a room with Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco. Doesn't knock your socks off, but Joe Flacco's still in this rig for a reason. He's the adult in the room. Kenny Pickett is still trade bait because he was traded to Philadelphia. Philadelphia traded him to Cleveland. Other teams will look at him as that potential backup quarterback, Gabriel and Sanders. I think it'll be Flacco, Gabriel, and Sanders on that roster. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're trying to figure something out. Maybe you find something with Shedeur in the 5th, and you got a competent quarterback that becomes that guy you think, all right, he's good with some flashes. If not, guess what? It's a rough season. You have multiple first-round picks next year, and there you go.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Edward.
Well, hey, good morning. I distinctly remember the Dallas Cowboys drafted a gentleman named Troy Aikman and a quarterback named Walsh in the first
Steve Walsh
in the same year, I
Steve
believe.
Walsh was drafted in that draft? I didn't remember that.
Yeah, and Walsh played at Miami, and of course Aikman went from Oklahoma to UCLA. And Aikman went to Johnson and said, either play me or trade me, make a decision. And I think they made the right decision back then, 3 decades ago. Hey, by the way, how was Hooters and Cheesecake Factory internationally? Did you have a great time?
It was spectacular. Magnifique. Magnifique.
Very good.
It was magnifique.
I tried to make it funny, so clean my dishes, please.
Yeah.
Hey, briefly on the NFL draft, I read and studied and extrapolated data. Only 30% of people, young men drafted, actually make the team or contribute. 30%. So all the pomp and circumstance, I think it's interesting, the fallout, but nonetheless very entertaining. I thought the Raiders should have drafted Shedeur. I think that would have been a great landing spot for him. And I think the Browns, per your previous texter's point, got a steal. I think in the last 2 years, outside of Washington's quarterback and the Bears quarterback, Shedeur is as talented as any quarterback that has been drafted. And if you placed him on those teams, he would probably do just as well as the quarterback from those, outside of the guy from Washington. By the way, I think the Bears quarterback is going to have an amazing year. Briefly on the NBA, in my text thread with my other group of friends, I said the Lakers game is going to come down to the ball and Luka Doncic's hands. In the last few minutes, by the way, LeBron didn't score in the fourth quarter. In the last few minutes, I saw Luka Doncic pick up his dribble at half court and turn the ball over, fall down at half court while dribbling the ball untouched, miss a point-blank layup, and turn the ball over on an out-of-bounds play, all in the last couple of minutes of the game. Now, I'm a big fan of Luka Doncic, but he blew the game. And then there was some controversial calls, but the one kid, Edwards, stepped up and delivered, hit a big shot, and won the game. And so he's probably going to send them home. And, outside of that, the officiating, I don't know. I give up. I just watch and I'm entertained. And I think I'm rooting for an OKC and Cleveland series, but I'm not sure anybody can beat Boston 4 out of 7 outside of Oklahoma City. I'm glad you're back. JJ did a great job, and it was very entertaining. Have a great day.
Thanks for the call. We haven't talked about that. That was a gigantic, the inbounds play. The Lakers had the ball down 1 and threw it away. Edwards intercepted the ball. Like that. How is that play going unmagnified?
The Lakers down the stretch, no bueno.
I mean, that's as big a play as there was. They had the ball. I think it was 37 seconds to go, 36, right in that area. And threw the inbounds play. It was at midcourt, right in front of the TV guys, and threw the ball away. How about that execution? All right, 505-246-0610. I got more for you. Got more on the text line. You're welcome to get in there. More on the draft. We'll get into some of the local stuff as well. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
This is The Herd.
Wow, 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 wow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia.
Draft. Like what the Cowboys did. Went out and got offensive lineman Tyler Booker, 12th pick. Got an edge rusher from Boston College. Running back in the 5th and, 7th round? You good with it? 505-246-0610. Raiders, Chargers. Broncos go out and get Barron, the cornerback from Texas. You good with that, with what they did?
Really like the value at 20. And I think what they were looking at with maybe Tyler Warren or the receiver from Ohio State, well, those guys were off the board, so they weren't just going to reach for a need. They went with best player available. Now, if you feel, this guy can be a boundary corner opposite Pat Surtain, and you saw late in the season, too, some of the holes in the back end of the defense for the Broncos. It's a good move at 20.
We get a running back, R.J. Harvey, out of Central Florida in the 2nd round. Ja'Cory Krosky, merit to my Commanders, it says on the text line. Bill, Bill goes to the Commanders. 505-246-0610. I guess we're off on the FM, and thanks for finding us wherever you're finding us. I don't know what to tell you about the FM signal, man. We're working on it. That's all I know is we're working on it, and I appreciate you getting in. My favorite part of the draft, Carl says, is in the later rounds seeing these talking heads and the people in their ears scrambling to dig up something to say about these guys they know zilch about. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, you got 7 rounds of 32 guys. It's a lot of dudes. You try doing that stuff. Jeffrey, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's happening, Jeffrey?
What's going on, man? How was your vacation?
It was good, man. It was good. It was actually good to take some time out.
Are you allowed to say where you went, or is that top secret?
No, I was in Europe.
Oh, nice. Cool. I'm sure it was a nice getaway. So, the Shedeur Sanders thing is, it's a lot of hype for sure. I just think being a slightly above average projected quarterback in a very below average overall quarterback class means that he's probably somewhere between average and below average. And I think the hype machine, was really in full display here. And so, from what I can tell, and I definitely watched some games that the kid played. I don't think he's an exceptional talent. I think they were just using that hype machine to get out there and try and get that money. And what was a kid from was it UNLV, Anthony Bennett, that went to Cleveland that year?
Number one overall.
Yeah, I see this very similar, right? And it's just like, if you're going to go and you think you might have a hard time, you might as well try and get in there, get that early pick, and get that money. So whatever happens, you're set. And that's kind of how I see it. And if it's true that GM said it was one of the worst interviews he's ever seen, you combine that with the fact of what I just stated, and you've got a kid that's going to slide into the 5th round. And, as a Steelers fan, I almost thought we were going to take him at some point, but also as a Steelers fan, as long as we have Mike Tomlin, we're not going to do anything with anybody we take. So I'll end it on that note. Have a great morning.
So, he said something early in that call. Quarterback to me is always, it's the focus of every draft, right? To me, the best player in this draft is Travis Hunter.
That is correct.
All right. I want to see what Travis Hunter does. And I love that Jacksonville, now they gave up next year's 1st round pick. And so I think the Browns did well. And they gave up the number 1 pick, or the number 2 pick, did the Browns. And Jacksonville went up and they got the guy that they wanted. All right, cool. I think Travis Hunter is going to be phenomenal. Let's have this conversation in a couple of years. Then Abdul Carter goes to the Giants. Will Campbell, the offensive tackle, goes to the Patriots. Mason Graham, which that was an interesting pick, what the Browns are going to do there. Okay? But good. We always look at quarterback. Who needs a quarterback? Why? Because, look, man, yeah, the really, really good teams have great quarterbacks and edge rushers and corners and all that. But there's not a good team that doesn't have a good quarterback. There's just not. Look what Jaden Daniels did to the Washington franchise in 1 year. They went from having the number 2 pick to going to the playoffs, right? And winning a game in the playoffs, right?
We've been spoiled the last 2 seasons.
With the quarterback classes.
With what C.J. Stroud did in Houston, and then what Daniels did with the Commanders.
Okay. Plus, you're not even talking about Caleb Williams, who was the number 1 overall pick.
Bo Nix.
And Bo Nix.
Team to the playoffs.
Yeah. Right. So, and Drake May was good. So you look at the quarterbacks. I think he's right. as people who like the NFL, who like football, you always just go to quarterback. Well, sometimes, and I think his point is right, the quarterbacks just don't grade out as high. Well, the quarterback's got to go number one. Well, typically the team with the number one pick, or the team that's going to go up and get the number one pick, needs a quarterback. And Tennessee needed a quarterback, so they took the best quarterback in the draft. Now, look, Cam Ward may be really good, but I'm going to tell you there's just as much of a chance Cam Ward isn't as good as any of the 6 quarterbacks taken in last year's draft. When it's all said and done, we sit here 4 years from now. Do you think there's a chance Bo Nix and J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix and Drake May and Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams are all playing better than Cam Ward?
And there's a chance he plays better than all those players.
And there's that chance as well.
Maybe not Daniels, but
there's that chance. Now, the probability is probably somewhere in the middle. But we over-evaluate quarterbacks because they're quarterbacks and it's that position. And what these teams refused to do with Shedeur is buy into the hype and over-evaluate. They've got people. Now, look, I think Shedeur is going to win that job in Cleveland by midseason next year, if not sooner. He may win it in camp. And I think Shedeur is going to be a decent quarterback in the National Football League. I think he's going to have a good career. Do I think he's going to be a star? I'm not convinced of that. But I think Shedeur is going to be a good enough quarterback. Now, is that what they need, a good enough quarterback? No, nobody needs a good enough quarterback.
Well, it's overvalued because it's overvalued for a reason. 6 of the 7 playoff quarterbacks in the AFC were first-round draft picks.
40%, is that what you said?
6 of the 7 playoff teams last year in the AFC, their quarterback was selected in the first round.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's just a lot. In the NFC?
So in the NFC, you had, Detroit, Jared Goff, first-round pick. Eagles, Hurts, second-round pick, okay. Baker Mayfield was first-round pick. Stafford was a first-round pick. Yeah. Darnold was a reclamation project first-round pick.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels was the number 2 overall pick, and Jordan Love was the first-round pick.
First-round pick, yeah. So that's all but 2 of the 14 of them. Yeah. You can give me all the Tom Brady stories you want, but there's one. Dak Prescott was a third-round pick. I get it. All right, we get back. Let's get into some notable names that were picked. Some undrafted free agent signings of note that we've heard of as of now. And take your calls, 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
You're listening to the...
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride.
Commanders picked him. Jack Bech, TCU, who was at the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, didn't play. He went in the second round to the Raiders. Ricky White, UNLV. He'll be with the Seahawks. Bunch of names that are out there. Then we're watching guys that are signing undrafted free agent deals. Devin Brandt Epps, former Lobo, signs with the Bills. Nick Nash, you like Nick Nash a lot. That's the guy that watch him make that team with Buffalo.
Oh, absolutely! I could see that. His production was insane. Triple Crown winner, college football last year. Maybe the athleticism's a bit off, but all right, you're telling me I get a guy that transitioned from quarterback to wide receiver, a playmaker, big receiver that they're going to figure out something to do with him.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. All right, if you want to get on the NFL draft, you can. Your thoughts on why Shedeur slipped and, all of that. Look, when it's all said and done, the young man's got a chance. The young man finds himself in a place where I think a lot of us thought he was going was Cleveland anyway. It just happened a lot later. He's got an opportunity to win a job. He's in a quarterback room, and I agree with you, JJ. I think Kenny Pickett's probably going to be traded. And is he better than Dylan Gabriel? You all thought so. We all thought so before. Let's find out. Because they're going to put him on a field side to side, and whoever's better is going to end up higher on the depth chart. It's really what it's going to come down to. Steelers didn't draft a quarterback. They're still waiting on.
They did.
They did. Who'd they take?
Will Howard.
Oh, they did. All right, I missed that completely because, well, I missed it. But they're still waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Art Rooney's their president, their owner. He said on Friday they may get word soon on Aaron Rodgers. Mike Tomlin told the NFL Network on Saturday that's certainly a possibility when he was asked about adding Rodgers. Quote, I'm not going to forecast the ifs and whens regarding not only him, but any other potential free agent. We've had really productive talks with him, and I've enjoyed having productive talks with him and getting to know him. Will Howard, the Ohio State quarterback, 6th round. So now he's with Skylar Thompson, Mason Rudolph, and Will Howard. That's their quarterback.
So why they're still like, we might take this phone call from Aaron Rodgers if he'd like to call us back and play football.
He's going to end up there, don't you think?
If Aaron wants to play, it's going to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I believe that's right. There's weapons there. There's a defense there. There's an opportunity there. I think that's the right answer.
And Pittsburgh's going to try to do what the Jets thought they could do, and that's just plug in a good enough guy at that position and try to win 11 games.
You know what's crazy about that? I think, and this is just me, I think the Jets were better overall. Take quarterback out of it. But when Rodgers went to the Jets 2 years ago, I think that Jets roster was better than what the Steelers have right now. And it didn't work there. You disagree? I thought their defense was fantastic. Young. They had weapons. They had Breece Hall running back. They had Garrett Wilson. They had a tight end.
everything, but their offensive line wasn't very good. But other than that,
I don't think it's that much better.
do you think it was better at all?
Yeah, running back.
Okay. I mean, are you in love with Pickett?
I'm in love with DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I like DK Metcalf a lot. Yeah.
I think it's comparable to
Who do you think got a better defense?
Garrett Wilson. I think they have a better number 2 receiver in Pickens than
Pickett, yeah.
Jets. They didn't have a tight end.
Who's got a better defense? Because I thought that young Jets defense was good. Obviously,
the Jets
Pittsburgh's
defense
good
was
too.
really good, and I think Pittsburgh is very
Really good
comparable.
too. Yeah. All right. I'll still contend I think the Jets were
But
better
we
roster,
did-
but okay.
And it's really the giant unknown because it was Aaron Rodgers coming off an Achilles, lesser version of himself, going to be a lesser version of himself in Pittsburgh. So you're really expecting better results than what you got in that situation in New York.
I just don't know what people think. Somehow he's going to get better as he gets deeper into his 40s. Somehow he's going to get better. Now, I can see where you can tell me, well, my quarterback room is Mason Rudolph and Will Howard and, who did I tell you, Skylar Thompson? And so the addition of 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers will make my quarterback room better. Okay, I can listen to that. Yeah, I got you. I just don't know why people think that there's something there why, because he's 2 years off of the Achilles now and people are better their second year back? I'll grant you that. But they're not better at 41 than they were at 40 typically. But if you're going to tell me you're upgrading that room because of him, okay, yeah, I'm listening to that. I think you just better temper your expectations. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why you think he's going to just continue to get better. Well, 2 years ago, before he hurt his Achilles, he was the MVP of the league. Okay. All right. And somehow you get better sitting around for... okay. I'll listen. All right, then there's this. We talk about this more in basketball, JJ, than we do in football. Guys staying in college and making more money, right? We talk about JT Toppin, who stayed in college and he's going to play another year at Texas Tech. And every report is he's going to make $4 million in NIL, which is more than everybody outside of the top 15 in last year's draft class. Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers left money on the table. He entered the draft. Now, he probably was coerced to leave Texas. Now, if he'd have gotten in the portal, I don't know what he's worth. What do you think Quinn Ewers would have been worth in the portal?
I think
$3 million?
More than he signed for as a draft pick.
Quinn Ewers probably left $4 million on the table. He could have gone to Miami. Evidently, Miami was offering him $4 million.
That's what Carson Beck got to go to Miami from Georgia.
All right. So he was probably a $4 million quarterback. 231st pick in the draft is where he ended up. Who took him? Where did Quinn Ewers go?
Miami.
The player taken...
So he got to Miami anyway.
Yeah, so he could for about $3.8 million less. The player taken in that same slot, 231 last year, that was the Patriots tight end, Jaheim Bell. Signed a 4-year, $4.126 million deal with a signing bonus of $108,000. So keep in mind that that's not a guaranteed contract. That's 4 years, $4.1 million. Well, Jeff, you made more. No. He would have made $4 million this year playing at Miami, collegiately. He'll make $4.1 million playing at Miami professionally over 4 years. You explain to me what professional sports are. Go ahead, I'm listening. You tell me about amateur athletics, and you tell me about pro sports. Go ahead. Because he left $4 million on the table. It's insane, right? It's insane.
Yeah, and it's something that I'm looking at if I'm one of those quarterbacks that is really good at the college level, but realizing my draft stock's not really buzzing right now. There's no way he's going to be picked in the top 3 rounds. And if that's the case, like, I'm going to go hit that transfer portal, get one more year guaranteed money, and then, I could be drafted late, but at least I'll have more money in the bank.
Load me up with $4 million this year. I just, wow. Now look, he needed to leave Texas because it was Arch Manning's time. He was. But
there would have been plenty of opportunities.
Well, evidently, Miami was one of them, right?
Play next year.
Yeah. One other thing out of the draft. Justin Tucker is referred to as the best kicker in the history of the NFL, right? In many circles. Justin Tucker's got a lot of these Deshaun Watson sorts of allegations against him. He's facing allegations of inappropriate behavior. Currently, 16 massage therapists from 8 high-end spas and wellness centers have filed or have levied accusations against him. How serious are these? Well, the Ravens, for the first time in the history of their 30-year franchise, drafted a kicker. Lets you know what they think is going to happen here, right? I mean, they saw what happened to Deshaun Watson. He got suspended for, what was he, 11 games, JJ? 11? I think that's what it was. Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta says, quote, I haven't really thought about the implications on Tucker at this point. I just thought the kicker was a really talented player, and it made sense for us to do that for a lot of different reasons. We told you guys multiple times this spring that we'd look at kickers. And so for us, it's like any other position. This year we evaluated all these guys. We felt like he was draftable, felt like he was the best kicker, and it made sense for us to take him, end quote. By the way, Kenny the kicker got a free agent signed with San Francisco, kid from Louisiana.
6th-round kicker for the Ravens. Tucker a little off last year, plus the noise. You don't take a kicker just to take it.
No.
Nope.
No, and look, they've realized how valuable a kicker is. I've screamed this for years, man. You know, if you're a college team back before the transfer portal, once every 3 years franchise a kicker, because I think it's 30-something% of games come down to one possession. Go get a kicker. I think the Ravens. How many games has Justin Tucker won for them?
Quite a few.
How many times you rolled that guy out and he's just pumped one through the rain, through the bad weather, through the wind, whatever it was. But I think them going out and doing this lets you know what they think is going to happen with Tucker. He's 35 years old. He's 7-time Pro Bowler, coming off, as you just alluded to, his worst season of the year. He missed 10 kicks last year, and now he's under NFL investigation. He's been accused by women of sexually inappropriate behavior. By the way, if the Ravens do cut him, they have to designate him as a post-June 1st cut. That would split the $7.5 million in dead money over 2 seasons, and would gain them $4.2 million in cap space this year. But that tells you everything you need to know, I think. Right? I mean, Ravens are going to have a new kicker, and they just drafted Loop. Tyler Loop from Arizona. 505-246-0610. We'll wrap you up when we get back. Time for you still to get in. What you got to look forward to tonight. You got good ones tonight. Hey, if you've been victim of a home or business break-in, you know way too well that it takes hours, if not days, for the police to respond. Not because they're not doing their job. They just don't have enough officers to cover all the calls that they get for service. But when it's your house and when it's your business, you need a quicker response. How about 7 minutes or less? That is the typical response time for customers of International Protective Service, IPS. IPS has officers strategically placed all around Albuquerque. Now in Santa Fe, they react quickly. They often catch criminals in the act. They detain them. They call police and pick them up. IPS provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock, and they install alarms and camera systems. They've got a state-of-the-art facility monitoring those cameras 24/7. All of this raising the level of security around your home and business. I've trusted IPS for years. They watch my home every day. When I'm there, when I'm not there, they keep my family safe. So who's watching your home when you're gone? Make sure it's the good guys and not the bad guys. Don't wait for something to happen. Be proactive on this. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes.
Point guard who's been good in this league, that led a team to the NCAA tournament. It's down, now I'm going to imagine it's going to come down to NIL money. What's
You don't
SC
need
off?
to imagine that's what's happening.
Yeah.
It's what deal's bigger.
And can USC offer more? And on the face, yeah, but they're going to have a pool of money just like you're going to have a pool of money, and what's left in their pool and what's left in your pool, right?
Yes.
You're at, and I don't know what else SC's got as far as point guard. Did you see they just signed Chad Baker-Mazara?
Yeah, they just got a really good role player off the Auburn squad that was in the Final Four.
Former Aztec, would play for Auburn in the Final Four, now went to USC. Yeah.
Getting those checks.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's going to depend what's left in their pool. What can they offer Dayton Aubrey? And if they're going to offer him $800,000 and you're going to offer him $500,000, then he's probably going to go to SC, play in the Big Ten. But you're in the Final Four for that particular point guard. So, like we talked about earlier, it's not done. But I think would Dayton Aubrey make Lobo fan feel better?
A little bit.
A transfer from USC instead of UC San Diego? Would that make, and I don't know if he's any better than any of those guys.
Transfer from Utah State?
What did I say? USC? Yeah. From Utah State? Yeah. Yeah, you already got one from USC.
You did. Got two.
Yeah. So would that make you feel better? You saw a guy play in your league? Well, he would Donovan Dent. He's not Donovan Dent. I think
it's you have that D1 experience combined with big guard that's taken the step up and how young freshman that's explosive. Like, that's the kind of balance you're looking for.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. And that would be a good senior leader to be a point guard if you can get him. Now let's go see what I'm sure Kurt's talking to him now, and they're trying to figure out how much money they can, and you don't want to overpay him. Like the answer is, if they're going to give him $800,000, you say, good luck, young man, right? Is he an $800,000 point guard? I'm throwing numbers at you. I don't even know, right?
Yeah. Point guards, the quarterback of the basketball team, and their values definitely elevated than transfer portal.
Yeah. So that's happening right now. Gents, any scheduled interviews with Coach Olin to hear him talk about his signed recruits? Not as of now, but I'll work on getting something. Let me see what I can find this week. Steve from Michigan, like to argue with you about the best kicker to me, Jason Henson of Washington State, who played for the Lions. Statistically, points-wise, I don't know what the percentage is. I always like Jason Henson. But I'll bet you that Jason Tucker ends up in the Hall of Fame and Jason Henson probably doesn't. Now, does that mean he was the best? I don't know. But I think people, if you say who's the best kicker, it would be Tucker. But all right, if you want to argue that, it's an argument we can have another day. Who's the best kicker of the last generation? We can have that conversation another day. What do you got to look forward to today? Cleveland, Miami tonight, NBA playoffs. Cavaliers looking to close out the Heat. They're up 3-0. The game will be in Florida. And then after that, Houston and Golden State. The Warriors are at home in San Francisco. They have a 2-1 lead in that series. Do not expect Jimmy Butler to play tonight. How long, and I ask you this honestly because I've just read headlines on this and I haven't dug deep into this. So it's a glute issue that's signing him. Is this out for the postseason? Is it out
just when you can get comfortable with it. Because he was undercut in the air. So he's probably like 5 feet up in the air and just bam, came down.
Fell on it?
Yeah.
Fell right on his tuchus.
Yeah.
All
So bruise,
Yeah.
and it's just movement and being able to handle it. A stunning performance. Not from Steph Curry, but from the rest of the Warriors in that victory in Game 3, because the rest of his crew looked kind of lost. Steve Kerr, great moves with the rotation, adjusting his starting lineup, starting a post player. His name is Post. Had no idea who he is.
Yep.
Gets 12 boards, his minutes on the floor. Just an exceptional performance from Golden State, because you're looking at Houston, you go, yeah, you got the athleticism. Thought you really learned a lot from Game 1 to 2, which you did. Man, there's something special about Curry.
Can I tell you, and again, you know I've got a soft spot for Steve Kerr because we played against him in high school and whatever. I think he is one of the most underrated coaches in the history of the NBA. I think what the majority of his moves, and look, he took heat for his rotation in the Olympics. What did he do? He won a gold medal, didn't he?
Right. You didn't play Jason Tatum, okay?
Yeah, they won. Did they win? How many iterations of this Warriors run has he tinkered with and been pretty much successful? Yeah, he's had
4.
Steph Curry, right? And when he didn't have Steph Curry, they weren't good. 4 iterations? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He's pretty amazing
There was
tinkering with rosters.
Pre-KD champs, KD champs, post-KD champs,
and this one.
And now this one.
Do you agree with me on him as a coach?
Yes. Because the one thing with coaching superstar players in the NBA is you still have to be on the same page. You have to make it work. Now, I think Steph Curry is probably one of the greatest superstar players ever, because there's been nothing. There's never a peep. There's never an issue in the media. There's never, you know what? KD's out of town. Steph's hurt. They're not good. Klay Thompson's at the end. Steph Curry's going to go somewhere else. Never had that. And then you just keep on rolling with your adjustments to the roster.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Get in tomorrow. The Herd with Colin Coward's next. The Jim Rome Show's after that. 2 Men On will be here at 4. We're back tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. with award-winning radio then. Adrian, great work. Thanks for letting me back on your visual screens. Thanks for letting me back in the building, dude. He's JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta.
Thanks for coming back.
It's good to be back. I'm not going to lie. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please, boys and girls. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.